सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकराचार्य वर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अथ कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयोपनिषत् पारायणम् अथ तृतीया भृगुवल्ली। We have done second Valli Paranam yesterday. Today we start from the third Valli. Just bring all the mind's attention. Try as best as possible to chant. That itself is a very good sadhana for us. And with the grace of all the rishis, munis, slowly, steadily, definitely, the meaning of these mantras start revealing to us. ओम अथ तृतीया भृगुवल्ली। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। भृगुर्वै वारुणिः वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तस्मा एतत् प्रोवाच अन्नं प्राणं चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाचमिति तगुं होवाच यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत्प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति तद्विजिज्ञासस्व तद्ब्रह्मेति सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा अन्नं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। अन्नाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते अन्नेन जातानि जीवन्ते अन्नं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा प्राणो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। प्राणाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते प्राणेन जातानि जीवन्ते प्राणं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा मनो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। मनसो ह्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते मनसा जातानि जीवन्ते मनः प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा विज्ञानं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। विज्ञानाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते विज्ञानेन जातानि जीवन्ति विज्ञानं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीहि भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा आनन्दो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् आनन्दाध्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते आनन्देन जातानि जीवन्ति आनन्दं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति सैषा भार्गवी वारुणी विद्या परमे व्योमन् प्रतिष्ठिता य एवं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान्नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुभागः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ षष्ठोऽनुवाकः स य एषोऽन्तरहृदय आकाशः तस्मिन्नयं पुरुषो मनोमयः अमृतो हिरण्मयः अन्तरेण तालुके य एषस्तन इवावलम्बते सेन्द्रयोनिः यत्रासौ केशान्तो विवर्तते व्यपोह्य शीर्षकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतितिष्ठति भुवरिति वायौ सुवरित्यादित्ये मह इति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वराज्यं आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्ततो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Saluting all the gurus, rishis, munis, devatas. Salutations to our Guru Parampara. Salutations to the Parabrahma Tattva. Salutations to the Shruti Mata. Spiritual sadhana has got these few things. First of all, from the routine, complete indulgence of worldliness, we have to little bit withdraw and then involve in some of the Shastra said upasanas, bhajanas, kirtanas. With the blessings invoked through these things, there comes a chance or time for us to listen to the Shastra. At the time of listening, to slowly understand the ultimate goal to be achieved. Having kept that goal to be achieved in the heart, again we have to come back and start working out every aspect, first of all, of our outer vyavahara, then all our prarabdha, etc. Then we have to discipline, manage, control, master all the faculties. Then, through all the discipline of the faculties, we have to see to it that the habitual and vasana related obstructions are reduced. Then only what theme we studied in the Upanishad called Brahma Vidya, on that we have a chance to become more deeper in contemplation, in understanding. After again and again deeply understanding that, there may be by His grace a day comes where we start sitting on the dhyana abhyasa sthiti, wherein we really try to eliminate everything contrary to Atma Vastu, Brahma Vastu, and just establish in the identity with the Brahma. That's called as Atma Abhyasa or Brahma Abhyasa. And all these won't happen in one lifespan. Some lives it will take only to settle ourselves in coming to the Sattva Guna. Again, few lives are required to go to the Guru and have the discipline expressed, pleased by him, getting the glimpses of Brahma Vidya, Jnanam theoretical. Again, it takes lot of time to stabilize ourselves that we are Adhyatmic Sadhaka. All else is secondary for us. We are in this effort now. Adhyatmic sadhana is our main goal. All other things are not primary, secondary. We are trying to achieve this position. After that, only again the keen interest to more thoroughly study the Upanishads or Vedanta, then real attempt for that, then each and every of the topics starts clearly understandable and we start liking it at the stage of our lot of external vasanas and our non thinking or non correctly understanding what is real or unreal, our attention will be more in the world than in sadhana. That's how everybody will have to go through only. But when that also worked out, when relatively the mind is freed from its clutches of all the moha vyamoha of the worldliness, in that relatively free mind, the jignasa to study shastra, to understand them, and really effort to understand them starts really happening. Even there, if the vasanas are strong, prarabdha is strong, still tamoguna is not removed by various means of sattvika abhyasas, it becomes even tough, difficult, even there. But when we understand that we are trying to understand Upanishads, but thoroughly the understanding is not happening at the deeper level, reason is we are at the outer and superficial level. That is because of these are their attachments. Therefore, when I drop all of them, and then when I do lot of upasana of mantra japa or the puja, then by His grace and this effort, when antakarna becomes introverted, sattva yukta, that time we become more regular in study of Shastras and Jnanam becomes more clear. These are all theory. And after that thorough knowledge of theory only, that every day the attempt is made to transcend the non-self to be identified with the self. And that when we keep on doing pakka meticulously from our side with honesty, without any distraction, then again it is the Lord who decides when to reveal the truth to us. It is in His discretion. In this way, we have to become more clear in the entire picture of our spiritual journey. Along with that, then where do we stand? What is to be done for us to go to the next level? We must know. And then while doing so, no need to be anxious, no need to be worried, no need to be tensed up, no need to be comparing with others and saying I'm greater than them because they don't even do this, and feeling guilty seeing the people who are ahead of us. Nothing doing. I know what I am at this moment. I know where to reach. And I know what sadhana Guru Shastra has given to me at this time of my level of evolution. So let me stick to that. In this way, consistently, day in and day out, till the truth happens, we have to dedicate only to the pursuit of the truth ourselves. This is how, in its completeness, the spirituality can be understood under these various subheadings. And under each of the subheading, again the details, again the explanations, again the steps involved, again the practical things to be done again. obstacles that can come from within and without tentatively how to conquer them. तो हर एक सब हेडिंग का फिर ये डिटेल्स धीरे धीरे समझ में आते. If you don't leave the Shastra and the Guru, they will see to it that all these intricacies also are understood. At one stage of our life, we don't get the inspiration to feel inspired even to do the inspiringly spiritual sadhana. At that level, in a routine manner, just it goes on happening by His grace without much of our involvement. Even, that we don't even become aware of it, like I am giving satsang. How much I am involving myself as a seeker in that, or how much His grace is just happening because somebody has to speak, somebody should be listening. Many a time we don't even know that our inspiration level is very less. We have to instigate that inspiration within us. And with that zeal and inspiration, we have to do every step, whether it is chanting of mantra or the understanding word to word meaning or understanding total meaning of sentence or understanding sentence with the bhashya. That curiosity, the inquisitiveness, the zeal, like the children have. Whenever they see anything new, they want to be actively involving in that to chase it, to do the chedanam of that secret, whatever it may be, even the youth. In that way, when we are all the time inspired in pursuing every step of every of this wedding, then the unfoldment starts happening. And it takes time. So let it take. धीरे 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 आराम से ही करना. And it's like a huge traffic of China or traffic of Mumbai or Chennai or this Delhi, wherein all traffic is going slowly. Is it not? In the same entire universe, mein, all the jivas are traveling in their own path of evolution. We are one of them. So we are given a field, we are given information, and we having understood that, we are just doing. That's how we have to one way understand Adhyatmikata. So in short, in all of that, what is said is, it is not in one day, one life's achievement. Second is, the evolution is continuous, constant, conscious effort. That requires the clarity. So we are now at the stage of getting clearly the understanding about the Paramatma and the sadhana and the preparation. All the texts which we are studying nowadays are aimed at this. When we are thorough in them, wherein book is not required for us to know what sadhana to be done to reach where, then we can really more relaxedly involve in that. Till that time, book nahi chodna. Book should be always there throughout life for reference. Yeah. Now in the sixth Anuvaka, Saya Eshavanta Hridaya Akasha, through that Dahara Vidya Upasana, and having discovered that Jiva and using the Upadhis to serve the total, thus getting freed from these individual Upadhi, then consciously when he is withdrawing from each of the chakra and going up above the Sahasrara, what are the results for him that are said? So he will be first of all getting identified with the Atma of these three Bhurbhuvasa Upadhis called as Agni, Vayu, Aditya. Thereafter, if we do the Maha Upasana, get identified with the Mahat Brahma. Then when one becomes Mahat Brahma, a universal I, identified with the universal I, his way of life is like that. One by one is said, Apnot Eswarajam. He becomes Swarat, Swayam Raja Bhavati. Of all the Angabhuta Devatas, who bring all the Bali to him. That would be the experience he can feel. Devas sarve asmai angine balim avahanti angabhutaha yatha brahmane. That experience is gained. All the celestial devatas, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, even Indra, Ityadi, bringing the Bali to that Brahma Deva, the one who is identified, that total Aham, Samashti Aham se, Hiranyagarbha se, Virat Purush se, जो महद ब्रह्म से तादात्म्य करेगा वो. Now these informations are to inspire us to have these higher goals and try to reach them rather than getting caught up only these three upadhi and trying to geek out happiness through them. It's a very lowest life. In fact, we can't call that life as sadhana at all. It's 100% samsara. So, to inspire us to get out of the samsara of propitiating our three upadhis and make us pursue the Brahma Vidya, and in between, a stage is said, there is the chance for identifying with Mahat Brahma. Then that is Swarajya Prapti type. Then the expression of the Swaratattva is one by one thing said here. First is Apnoti Manasaspatim. So he becomes the master of his own individual mind. He becomes master of the total mind. What is the meaning of becoming a master of individual and total mind is every thought, every emotion which is happening in the world, in the ether, and that is received by any of the jiva, or to which jiva what thought should be given, and which jiva is entertaining what thought at what time, all that are known by him. He is a master of his mana. Manasaspati. Mere man ka bhi pati, samashti man ka bhi pati. Therefore, the pati of every mana. So, what is happening in every mana, whether it is healthy or not, then how to make it healthy. That's that choice, and that choice need not be executed. Like few cinema serials you see, cinema serial, you know what generally the trend is. After that, you don't need to look at everyone because sab mein ek hi hai, you know it. In the same way, although the Manasaspati sthiti comes to these Virat Tadatmya evolving sadhakas, they don't jhako into the mana of everyone. You understand? Though they have capacity. Why not required? क्या है पता है? Common routine. धर्म अर्थ काम है और सारे संकल्प विकल्प है, वही तो रूटीन होता है ना. There's nothing new. But among them who seek the grace of infinite, or whoever is understood by this Mahat Hiranyagarbha, that upadhi can be used for totality, or who understands that that particular person is evolving and ready for receiving blessings, their mana they will know and then they attend to. Like Puja Gurudev. He is Apnoti Manasaspati, but he need not know anybody's mana. But among the Jiva Rashi, whoever are evolving, to them to help they may take initiative. Or those who came to him asking that I am your disciple, please guide me. To them their mana he knows and he guides them. So in general, he can know the mana of the ant, buffalo, everything. But you can, but you need not. That is the meaning of Manasaspati. Apnoti Manasaspati is, that is what. Manasam Pati Sarvatmakatva Brahmana Sarvaihi Manovihi Tat Manute. That's what. He is able to, if required, can think through all the totality of the mana. That much capacity he gives. In the same way, Kimcha Vakpatihi Sarvasam Vacham Pati Bhavati. So he becomes Pati of all the Vani. Meaning is what? He is able to fully command his own Vani. That means wherever, whenever, how much speech is required, that alone comes through his own mouth. Nothing extra, nothing come. That's called Vakpatitva inside. So too, he will be able to thoroughly understand the Vani of everyone who is speaking. Along with the piercing intent, matlab, going through the vehicle of the other person's speech, what is there is in mind or intention, that he can know. So too, he can make even the dumb fellow speak. He can make everyone speak. Like that Bhagavan Shankara's story comes, he makes even buffalo chant Veda mantras. ये बफेलो को चैंट करा सकते हैं वेद मंत्र, कुछ लोग, और हमको कुछ से नहीं कर सकते हैं. He is called as Vakpati. He can make the birds speak. He can make that trees speak. This is what is the meaning of Shukadeva when he was going and the Pita said, Putra, Putra. Shukadevji did not speak. But he, because he identified with the totality, then the Tarabhava Abhineduhu, the trees have replied on his behalf. That means he is at the Vachaspati level, Vakpati level. Hmm. So his speech is under full control, other speech is under full control. Anything spoken is thoroughly understood along the intentions, and he can make anyone speak. Speak includes all, speaking or singing and all. A dumb fellow is made as eloquent. Mukam karoti vachalam. Is it not? That is the power of Vakpatitva. That's what Bhagavan Krishna did by touching the cheeks of the child Dhruva with his Shankham. Kapolo ko touch kiya. See that great poetry came out of his mouth, which we chant every day. Yonta pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam. See? Prasuptam vacham sanjivayati. How? Because Vakpati. All that Vivekananda spoke throughout his life. Nothing is his own. All his guru made him speak. Sri Ramakrishna. It is his Vakpati Sthiti. He made him speak. So too, the Pawan Maharaja's Krupa, Puja Gurudev could so eloquently do his work all over. You understand? Vachpati. And those great people, they can make even others speak. Like we are talking now. It is Guru Krupa, Guru Parampara's Krupa only. They are the Vakpati who are making this happen. So this is how Vakpati Sthiti will be achieved. When this is not achieved, the speech is not in control. Keep on talking all nonsense, and every sentence we have to say, I'm sorry, I never meant it. I didn't know what to do or to speak. I just out of what that uncontrolled way I spoke. Please kshama karo. Ye hona padta hai. Or with the people, always there is a fighting with the argument because of speech. Neither I am able to present what I want to say to him, nor I am able to understand what other person is saying. There is always clash because of words. Clash of egos because of the words. Earlier one, if I am not the Manasaspati, I am the victim of my own mana, of its own uncontrolled way of emotions or thoughts, etc. etc. So too, the other mind also keeps on confusing me or disturbing me. But if I become Manasaspati, I can keep my mind, everybody's mind in check and its own right position. These are all very sublime arts. You know, like in the parking lot, that parking fellow takes the keys of all scooters, cars. Because you have to park them properly for more things to come, especially railway station. So he keeps on adjusting the position of the scooter's car so that the new things can come physically. Example. In the same way, the Vakpatitva and Manaspatitva will be able to place properly the position of every of the Antakarana and organs, sense organs, so that they don't become liability in pursuit of the truth. They are all very higher Sukshma Vidyas. They all come. Like Puja Gurudev. If he has to get his work done, to how many Swamis or Mahatmas, Gurus or to the devotees, he is entering their mind, correcting those minds to make them work for his work, whatever. So to the Hiranyagarbha at the total level is functioning eternally through all the Antakarana, molding them to achieve his work. These are all the things that can be visualized in a yoga sthiti. Okay. Om apnoti swarajam apnoti manasaspati vakpati. Then chakshushpati. He becomes chakshushpati. So what is chakshushpatitva? He will be able to visualize what he wants to see. There is no aberration of the eye. There is no mistake of non-presence of the eye, and something is done wrong and then again regretting. That's the meaning of chakshushpati. And with that chakshu, you will only bhadram pashyema. Now we, because not having a chakshushpatitva, Chakshu want to see all the nonsense, and we as an ego along with the mana run behind what Chakshu wants, only to destroy our life. But the Chakshushpati is what? Like what I said in this Bhagavata Mahabharana, he adrushtad ashrutad bhavat na bhava upajayate. So adrushta ashruta, that which is not to be heard or listened or seen. When you don't see, then the desire won't come. So our chakshu will be in our control, by which we choose only that to see which will not create problem in the mind. So too he can bestow vision to others. He can bestow the people to be able to see which are not seen by ordinary. See, that's what Bhagavan Krishna did, Chakshushpati. He just Divyam Dadami Chakshu, he told to Arjuna, see that what a beautiful thing he could see. The entire Vishwarup. Same Krishna gave that blessing to Akruraji. When he went to have the bath in that river, वहाँ उनको सारा वैकुंठ लोक विद बलराम कृष्ण सब दर्शन हो गया कि नहीं? चक्षुष्पति ही. In this universe, in so many places you can see, Bhagavan gave the Chakshu to Mada Yashoda to see his Vishwarupa there. Like we chant in Tulsi Ramayana, Yatha Suanjana Anji Druga, Sadhaka Siddha Sujana, Kautuka Dekata Saitamana, Bhutala Bhuri Vidhana, in a Guru Pada Manjula. Those few slokas in between, Guru Pada ke Puja Upasana, आंख के लागे अंजन के समान है सुमिरत दिव्य दृष्टि हिय होई चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. He is Chakshushpati. It's a beautiful thing. Manokpati, Vakpati, Chakshushpati. So too, next one is Shrotrapati. Shrotrapati, Shrotranam Pati. He will know what to listen and what is said by the other person exactly through the words, exactly that he'll be able to listen. That's called as Shrotrapati. His audition is always in his control. And such person alone can tune himself in subtle manner to be able to listen the subtle sounds which are eternally happening in the universe, which are called as the Vedas. The Vedavan, even what Bhagavan Krishna spoke as Gita at that time, even now one can listen if one becomes Shrotrapati. Koi kala, koi desha doesn't obstruct what is spoken at that time is heard even now. Who said what at what place? सारे इस यूनिवर्स में हमेशा जैसे कि इंटैक्ट रहते हैं in a very सूक्ष्म form. That is why keep on taking Lord's name loudly, chant Veda mantra ityadi. Those vibrations become subtler and stay in the universe, becoming available for those who tune. Shrotrapatitva is that. He himself has his hearing capacity permanent, and he has the art of correctly listening what is required and avoiding which is not required. He can make others also to listen, and he can bless others. He can listen to the subtle unseen sounds. Shrotrapati. A lot of them very sublime things. He can listen the small insects what they are talking. He can understand all that. Now the most important one is कि विज्ञानपतिः विज्ञानानां च पतिः सर्वात्मकत्वात्. He become Vijnanapati. What is Vijnanapati? In simple words, have understanding everything as it is without any efforts and without any aberrations or misunderstandings or interpolations or impurification. That is called as Vijnanapati. Now our Vijnanam is clouded by the Vasanas, clouded by so many of choices of the mana through Raga Dvesha. Vijnana now is covered by or controlled by or disturbed by our own faculties, their abilities and abilities. Is it not? All these will not be there. Vijnanapati exactly knows everything as it is effortlessly. In the same way, he will be able to convey his Vijnana to others perfectly without confusing chaos to them, confusing them, creating chaos to them. When he speaks Shastra, if he's a Vijnanapati, exactly what Shastra, that only. When he is speaking his own experience, if he is a Vijnanapati, he will convey experience perfectly. If he is a Vijnanapati, about the worldliness, what exactly is happening in the world, or what is exactly required for the other person as suggestion, not ifing and butting and alternate. ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं वैसे भी कर सकते हैं ना. If the Vijnanapati, he clearly knows what exactly required for that person, that only he gives. That is how the Siddha Purushas are at this level give exactly solution to everybody's different problems. And they work also if somebody uses Vijnanapati. He will just visualize everything. He can even pierce through the prarabdha of the jivas. And if there anything rectifiable, then they suggest it. You know, if some couples came 7 years हो गए बच्चे नहीं हैं, Vijnanapati effortlessly will just scan and he knows whether they can have children or can't. If they can have, then what are the adjustments? So they tell some upasana, something they do. If they know that the children won't come, then they say go and adopt the child. Even with the adopting child, if it is seen that they are going to suffer, they say then you don't worry, it is not in your life. Focus your life on something else. That's all. Vijnanapati. Effortlessly, they become aware of the total Vijnana in the universe, which is functional at that period of history, as well as the Vijnana in every Jiva, every individual. He becomes Vijnanapati. It's a beautiful state it is. There's no, as we said, a struggle to know something. There is no, what to say, impurification of the knowledge because of the biasness born out of the mind and its projections. Now we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as interpreted by the mind and senses. And mind and senses function according to the vasanas. And that's why we never have the exact vijnana of the world. But the one who does the upasana said and in this way reaches to vijnanapati level, he without any hindrances, obstructions and efforts, he will know everything's position as it is. Wherever he focuses attention, he just looks at the sky, says, will it rain or not? You look at the earth and say, here is the place where a bhukampa can happen. Vijnanapati. You just look at the globe and you say, okay, this part of the globe are continents, there will be eruption of some fighting after some years or some time. Or this endemic or pandemic is going to come. Or this is a period where this financial crisis at the global level is inevitable. They will be able to Vijnanapati, they know. Or they say there one great Mahatma or Yogi is going to be born, he'll be a savior of the world for a couple of decades. Vijnanapati. These are all the, because he is identified with Mahat Brahma. Mahat Brahma is the Samashti Aham with the Shuddha Ahanta Karana. Therefore, nothing is impossible to him. This Anta Hardaya Upasana, followed by through Yoga Sadhana, ejecting out and identify with the Atma of all the Vyahritis, then merging the Agni in Vayu, Vayu in Aditya, and Aditya in Mahat Brahma. When we do, these are the outcomes. Now see, for us, everything is struggle. एक किताब समझ में नहीं आता, लोगों के बातें समझ में नहीं आते, क्या हो रहा है नहीं समझ में आता, क्या करना ही नहीं समझ में आता. वी आर इट सच नहीं समझ में आता स्टेज. इवन विथ ऑल डिफिकल्टी और स्ट्रगल थोड़ा ही आता है, दिस मच, वो भी हम टाइम पे भूल जाते. Vijnanapati. Anybody, some disease or anything, he just looks at the shrubs and then he knows this is the medicine. लगा दिया, क्योर हो जाते. Vijnanapati. Beautiful thing. Bhagavan Krishna, Vijnanapati, Rama, Krishna, they're all Vijnanapatis, all these avatars. Therefore, through whom what is to achieve, it's known. Like Rama says, it is not that I forgot and Brahmadevji had to send you and you had to come and remind me. He said, I know it is in my own mind, you have to come only. That is Vijnanapatis. He is playing the Leela of Manusya Rama outside. Because you want to play that Leela fully till the last moment, not beach mein chhod dena. While doing so, he is the Vijnanapati, therefore he knows what's position of what. Not that he doesn't know Sita ji will go into the earth and all. He played a Leela outside as a loving husband. Is it not? That's why you can see once he goes and the Brahmadeva and all tell him about that, he just back to normal and is busy in his own kingdom ruling. विज्ञानपते विज्ञानानां च पतिः सर्वात्मकत्वात्. Therefore, the summary of it is what? Sarva praninam karanaihi tadvan bhavati iti arthaha. So, through all the pranis, all the karanas, he becomes a performer, or that performer who is functioning through all the karana of all the jiva, with that he gets identified with. Therefore, he will know it also, he will do also through everyone what is to be done. It being a Leela and the rules, regulations have to be followed, therefore, he follows those rules. That is why, even though he is capable of giving mukti to all at one go, it won't be given like that. वो गेम का रूल नहीं है. सर्व प्राणिनाम करणैहि तद्वान भवति इत्यर्थः. अब हमको ना एक शरीर पंचकोशों का इसमें की कारणों को कंट्रोल करना नहीं आता हमको. We can't control the tongue of eating or speaking. We can't control our nidra. We can't control the health of the body, dynamism of the body. We can't control tamas, rajas. कितने lowest level में है हम. But when we follow all the first से लेकर सारे उपासना को practice करते हुए महात्मा बता that if we get it, these are the benefits. And the joy also is of that highest level. Okay, then he says, Kim cha tata api adhikataram etad bhavati. Etat tato bhavati, tataha adhikataram etad bhavati. Even more than what I have said so far, are the other things are achieved by that great Mahat Brahma Tadatma Sadhaka. What is that? Kim tata uchyate mantra. Akasha shariram brahma satyatma pranaramam mana anandam shanti samruddham amrutam iti prachina yogyopasva. Is it not? This is what? Etat tato bhavati आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मा प्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व. Further benefits, further phalashruti. When we become Mahaiti Brahmani, expression of apnoti swarajyam or all this. Having known this now, we have to focus our attention and put our efforts in trying to achieve this. If this is not done, we will be again and again pulled by the Annaprana Manomaya to live at their level, that too without any command or control on them. All the time, the life is filled with only struggle, struggle, struggle. That is what we all are unknowingly doing. That's why keep those greater and aims and goals. When we work toward them, the lower life of tamoguna or identify the upadhi and trying to eke out sukha with them, and when it doesn't come, becoming so angry, fighting, ये सारा छोटा वाला जीवन से हम उबर जाते हैं. When you have these information and aim at that. Isn't it? The one who has the aim that I'll become the Agni Tattva. Only then he'll be freed from all the who created the Stula Deha Tadatmya. I'll become Vayu Tattva. In that effort only, he'll be able to transcend the Pranamaya Kosha's demands of hunger and thirst. Otherwise, with how much our Vedanta we study, still, if this Upasana is not done, hunger and thirst and body and diseases, old age, all of them will eternal problems only. They want to go away. So too, if we don't identify with the Aditya Tattva and desire to identify, we will not be able to come out of the Suva Vyahurti, the commotions of our individual mana. And when we identify the Mahat Tattva, we become Sarvam. Otherwise, we struggle with our own individual ego. इसका कोई अंत नहीं होता. That मैं मेरा मेरे लिए nobody loves me, nobody takes care of me, nobody cares me. These are all the wretched ego. Never ever it is happy in a moment also. Stupid fellow. That tension will go away when we try to identify the Mahat Brahma, which is a total ahankar. They are possible. Otherwise, why will the Upanishads say? Okay. Etat tato bhavati. Kim tata bhavati? See, it's a very high level of falashrutis that are told here. So, Akasha Shariram Brahma Bhavati. Okay. Thereafter, Satyatma Bhavati. Then, Pranaramam Bhavati. Then, Mana Anandam Bhavati. Then, Shanti Bhavati. Then, Samruddham Bhavati. Then, Amrutam Bhavati. Through this sadhana, already the 7-8 benefits are told. Now, in this, again 7-8. And each of these achievements are so high level of achievement. Very high level, very high dose of happiness in them. Okay, what is the meaning of first one? Akasha Shariram Brahma means what? Akasha Shariram means Akasha Shariram Asya. Akashavadva Sukshmam Shariram Asya iti Akasha Shariram. Kim tat Prakrutam Brahma. This Prakrutam Brahma, the Mahat Brahma, is because he has got entire Akasha as his Sharira. This is one meaning. All Akasha is his Sharira. Or his own Sharira becomes so subtly lighter to become as if like the Akasha, all permeating, all pervading. Now, at this moment, we have this Sharira only, and that is very sthula. And it needs so much of things continuously to be taken care to manage it. But imagine when the entire Akasha, which is very Sukshma, is my Sharira. How lighter my life be. No heaviness at all will be felt. Akasha Sharira. Like that, now with this Sharira Tadatmya, fulfilling the demands of this Sharira, and which is so difficult. But in the Akasha Shariratva, all those demands only won't rise to be fulfilled. Akasha Shariram. So, Akashadva Sukshmam Shariram Asya iti Akasha Shariram. Not the Sthula Sharira. Whole Akasha, his own body. Huh? It is very sublime experience. Like if you take at the Vesti level, this is my Shariram. So I am inside the Shariram. Sometimes I use the Shariram. That time I am outside the Shariram. And many a time we don't know that we are not in the Sharira, but Sharira is in us. ये बात हमको बहुत मुश्किल से समझ में आता है only when we transcend the देह तादात्म्य स्थिति consciously. through understanding and on the seat of meditation. अदरवाइज हम हमेशा देह में मैं बैठा हूँ या मैं देह हूँ, या देह के लिए देह के द्वारा इधर उधर जाना, ये वो पाना. In the case of the Hiranyagarbha identified person is what? He is a conscious self, okay? Inside the Akasha as the body. And he is even beyond the Akasha also. Like Sharira. I am inside and outside also. For him, Sharira is not the Sharira, the Akasha itself is Sharira. Therefore, when he becomes one with the Akasha Shariratva, listen carefully. One, in the Akasha, all the other four elements are there, they won't touch him. And in the Akasha only, all the four elements are manifested, therefore, he has the commanding power of manifesting the Prithvi, Agni, Vayu, Jala from him. Because from the Akasha only they come. And because he has now the freedom of allowing these four to express from him or not, they are no more obstruction to him. Anytime, even that very dilute, finer most, Akasha Shariratva, also he can transcend, he can become one with the pure Brahman. Because that much Stulata is not there for him or to him to bind him. So easy to enter into Brahma Tattva. Second is because you identify the total Akasha, none of the Prithvi, Vayu, Agni, Jala will trouble him. He himself can command them, which are in him. And the beauty of Akasha, how many times we studied it, it allows everything to stay in it, but in it never allows himself to get disturbed by that. That peculiar quality of Akash. It is everywhere. In that, everything gets manifested. Anything manifested in that, the Akasha is very much there. Yet, that Rupanama, whatever, never touch the Akasha. What a great sthiti. But they are all very subtle. The ones you and me who are looking at only grass world and taking that grass world alone as a real and only involving in this grass world throughout the life and many lives. To them, these subtle presences, subtle happenings, they won't click easily. The meaning of becoming Shrotrapati, Vakpati, Manapati, Chakshushpati, उनको समझ में नहीं आता. They only know the Venkatachalapati or allopathy or homeopathy or the another naturopathy, a magnetopathy. That only they know. Not these, the patitva. What is the meaning of that? So, Akasha Sharira. The whole space is my body. So, like in the body, I am permeating from the top of the head to the tip of the toe. Is it not? Everywhere I am there. But beyond this, नहीं है ऐसा भान में हूँ मैं. Because of identifying with that. And that is the self-selected choice. It is not a compulsion. That is why it is told. No, if it is compulsion, we would have not ejected our Deha Tadatmya through Yoga Marga to identify with Mahatattva, which is universal Akasha Sarira. नहीं हो सकता था अगर हम इस देह में परिधि में ही बंधित होते हैं तो. Always remember, our bondage to all the upadhis is not compulsion, it is self-selected. That changing the selection or the choice is spirituality. So do you want to identify only with one deha? Then the body, its birth, death, its height, weight, comparing this with others who and struggling goes on. But become Mad Brahma, you become identified the entire Akasha as your own Sharira, in which millions of Shariras are coming and going of all types. Whether it's Vyaktis or Vastus or the planets or whatever, ये सब शरीर ही है. वो सब आकाश में आ रहे जा रहे हैं. That आकाश तत्व I identify with. Akasha Shariram is a huge thought. Entire Akasha is Sharira, therefore all the cosmic, whatever is happening, the solar में ऊपर, है ना, universe में, cosmos में, all of that he knows they are happening in him. And it doesn't need a Hubble telescope or James telescope to go and say कि क्या कहाँ हो रहा है. यहाँ ही बैठेंगे तो everything he will know. आकाश के किस कोने में कहाँ कौन सा सौरमंडल इत्यादि है, इसकी तरह. That's a great thing. आकाश शरीरम अस्य आकाशवद्वा सूक्ष्मं शरीरम अस्य इति आकाश शरीरम किम ततो प्रकृतम ब्रह्म. हो गया. So Akasha Shariram Brahma. Brahma means that Mahat Brahma. He will have Akasha as his Sharira. Subtle as well as all pervading as well as all inclusive. Subtle, all pervasive, all inclusive. That is the meaning of the Akashatva. He will have that as his Sharira. And he is a Shariri. And the truth is even beyond that. Remember that. Then Satyatmaha. What is Satyatma? See, Sattvam Murta Murtam Avitatam Swarupam Va Atma Swabhavaha Asya Tadidam Satyatma. Satyat. Satyat. Satyatma. In general meaning, Satyatma means the one whose self is Satya. Literally, we translate it and understand like this. But here it is not like that. There are two words combined, is called this word Satya. That is Sat and Tyat. Sat is manifest. Tyat is unmanifest. He is the Atma of both of them. Satyatma means he pervades both the gross and subtle. Sat is gross, which is tangible form. And Tyat is the Asat, the Tyat is the unmanifest subtle form. You can see in both way. Gross and subtle is Sat and Karana is Tyat. Or you can say gross is Sat, tangible, then Sukshma and Karana are the Tyat. Sat and Tyat is called Satyat. Okay, Satyatma. He becomes identified with both Sthula and Sukshma. That's the meaning he says. So, Satyam means Murta Amurtam, manifest and manifest. Then Avitatham, Swarupam Va Atma Swabhava Asya At Tad Idam Satyatma. He becomes identified with that, the gross and subtle forms. And in Parabrahma, there is no form, and the forms only start at the Hiranyagarbha level. Both of them are at the Sthula level as well as Sukshma. Sthula is Virat Purusha, Sukshma is the Sukshma Jagat. He becomes Satyatma, he becomes identified with entire Sthula and Sukshmata. That is the meaning. Satyatma. Then next one, Pranaramam. How beautiful it is. कि प्राणेषु आरामः आक्रीडा यस्य तत् प्राणारामम प्राणानाम वा आरामः यस्मिन् तत् प्राणारामः. In him all the pranas are reclined and relaxed. Not like our pranas continuously struggling, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Even though they want to work systematically, we with our mind disturb their balance so much all the time. Because of the imbalance in the pranas, every physiological tension, worry, anxiety come. So to the bodily abnormality. All of that are prana. In him the prana aram kar raha hai. Prana aram. Another meaning is what? Ki prana aramam praneshu aramaha akrida yasya. He will revel in that prana. The total prana में वो identify होकर इतना उसमें आराम करते हैं. For us now, the prana expressing as both the hunger and thirst to get the food. Then when the food comes, the same prana is digesting that, and same prana as another name is circulating everything. And everywhere there is struggle for us. आरामम नहीं है वहाँ, है ना. We have no control of hunger, thirst. Even when hunger, thirst comes and food is there, no control on the food eaten. And after eating the food, how it going inside and getting digested with the help of the pranas. And what's happening what? आराम तो हमको नहीं है. No day we have eaten food properly. कभी ज़्यादा खाए या कम खाए या गलत खाना खाए या गलत टाइम पे खाए. Khana and pranayama go together, therefore that will explain it. And that affects the entire body in its health, etc. क्यों तमोगुण है देह में, क्यों बॉडी में ये एबरेशंस प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं? बिकॉज प्राणों के ऊपर आराम नहीं है, कंट्रोल नहीं है. But he has got pranarama. His pranas are relaxing in him, and he is enjoying being identified with the total pranas. Pranarama. Both ways. The physiological prana, another is pranitva ka prana. What is the meaning of pranitva prana? Prana arama means he is in line with, association with, identification with, tuning with every prani in this world. That is, he is arama with every prani. That's called arama in the prana. Prana means life force also. See, the prana is an unseen shakti that comes through the food when the food gets digested. But that prana, which is unseen shakti, gained through digestion of food and further caters to the bodily functions, even the mind's function, sense function, has got an unknown support behind, unseeable, that is called as life itself. The prana is the life which cannot be shown but experienced. लाइफ है इसलिए प्राणमय कोश है, इसलिए प्राणों का आवाजाही हो रहा है. That life, when it is there in the individuals, you can see those individuals are living. Because of life, they are giving, living. And with all the living beings, he has no fighting at all. Whether they are of this loka or that loka or this type or that type, prana rama. He is equally at ease with the saints and sages as well as the criminals. Prana rama. He is equal with the elephant type of big prani, so to a small deer or rabbit. Prana rama is that. A person is highly intelligent, इनमें उनके प्राण भी जीव वही है प्राण है. ये जो बहुत कम है इंटेलिजेंट वाला, डल विटेड, प्राणाराम मीन्स ही इज एट होम विथ एवरी जीव. Whether it is life force in the plants, which is very low level expressing, or the life force in the unicellular organisms, and slowly as they grow, the variety of pranis you see is arama vitala. Is no for us, we have struggled with every prani because of so much of identified with deha and insecurity feelings. हमें कुत्ते को देखकर कुछ डर लग के उसको कुछ कह देते हैं मन में या बाहर. Usually when the mosquitoes come, then we become angry with them and all. We don't have identity with all pranas. All pranas of the pranis or all the pranis. He is pranaramam. See, Akasha Shariram Brahma, Satyatma and Pranaramam, then says Tat Pranaramam, then Mana Anandam. Mana Anandam means Ananda Bhutam Sukhakrut Eva, Yasya Manaha Tat Mana Anandam. His mana is always in an Ananda Sthiti, not struggling to be happy. All things which we are doing for the purpose of Ananda of the Mana, Mana Ananda, a beautiful state of being. So, last one is Shanti Samruddham. Shanti Upashamaha, Shanti cha tat Samruddham, Shanti Samruddham. Shanti means he is withdrawn from all the Rajoguna activities which create nothing but the chaos and confusions, within and without. He without that in the Shanta Sthiti. And the Shanti itself is Samruddha. It is endless Shanti, and that endless Shanti is Amruta. It is nectarine. Shantyava Samruddham Tat Upalabhyate Shanti Samruddham. His Samruddhi is in the Shanti only. His Samruddhi is in the Shanti. And Amrutam Amarana Dharmaha Etacha Adhikatara Visheshanam Tatra Eva Manomaya Ityadau Drashtavyam Iti. So, this is more important. All these Visheshanas which are attributed as the freely given things are all not of Parabrahma. ये सब एक देह से तादात्म्य करके इसी में दम घुट होते हुए जीव को जो मनोमय पुरुष कहा, the one who is recognized in the heart, when he is made to get expanded, to him all of them Etadeva manomaya iti adau drashtavyam iti. These are all to be attributed to the tasminnayam purusho manomaya. उसके लिए क्या जा रहा है? Not to parabrahma. In parabrahma, ये छोटा बड़ा, ये achievement, non-achievement, none of the differentiations are there. It's a homogeneous mass of pure conscious blissful self. So all this talked about the Shavala Brahma only, not Mahat Brahma, Parabrahma. उपाधियुक्त ब्रह्म का ही ये सब बातें हो रहे हैं. इत्यादौ द्रष्टव्यम इति एवं मनोमय आत्मादि मनोमयत्वादि धर्मैः विशिष्टं यथोक्तं ब्रह्म हे प्राचीन योग्य उपास्व इति आचार्यवचनोक्तिः आदरार्थ उक्त एव उपासना शब्दार्थः. So having said Shanti Samruddham Atmrutam iti, this is what everything to be known. He Prachina Yogya. Prachina Yogya is the name of the disciple. Guru is Mahachavasya. He is saying Upasva. Therefore, better do the Upasanas which are taught right from Shannomitra up to the latest one through the cranium coming out and identifying with the total Atma of the all the Upadi, and that also the Agni and Vayu, Ayana, Aditya, Aditya and Mahat Brahma. And become identified with the Mahat Brahma. Hey Prachina Upasya Yogya. That way you do the Upasana. Aim at that highest achievement, and for that do all these higher upasanas. He Prachina Yogya. Prachina Yogya also means the one from the time eternity going on making himself qualified. Now in this life become qualified. Therefore, Prachina काल से प्रयत्न करते हुए अब योग्य हुए. You do this upasana. So we are now in the Prachina Yogya Sthiti. We are starting from now, or maybe few lives back we started. Slowly we getting Yogyata. In this life, we are getting a taste that there is something called Upanishad. It talks of Brahma Vidya in a mystical language. This life itna hi hoga. Agle janam mein it added to this also added to our life, then the thing will be much better. So we ourselves are Prachina Yogya. Prachina earlier, through variety of practices. Yogya became worthy of contemplation. Upasva, do the contemplation. Here Upasana is contemplation. Contemplation itself is Upasana. Think more and more, my friend. So that means what? In this universe, cosmos, not only the gross, tangible things that are there interacting with each other, that's ultimate reality. It is a very grossest, lowest level of reality. At the higher level, these are the things that exist. These are the possibilities that are there. Okay. Then, iti acharya vachanokti adarartha uktah eva upasana shabdartha. This is what the acharya's words only to give the respect to this upasana, so that we take it up and do. Then what is upasana? Already said uktam anyat ukta eva upasana shabdartha. In the earlier Anuvaka, what is Upasana, I already defined, therefore I will not take again risk to explain to you. Ye wali baat. This is how the fifth and sixth Anuvaka together, making us do the Hridaya Gata Sthita Jiva Upasana, slowly lifting Jiva's identity from individual to the total. Now, the ultimate of becoming one with Parabrahma is not yet come. It will come after few Anuvakas, maybe in the next Valli itself. And it's the next Valli. Brahma Vida Apnoti Palam Param वहीं से शुरू होगा. So, अधिकतरम एतद् भवति इत्यादि. Then, iti shashto Anuvakaha. This is how the sixth Anuvaka is done. Now, what is there in the seventh Anuvaka is another technique of Upasana. Every Upasana is to bring our sleeping mind and distracted mind to our control and apply that mind to understand some natural phenomena that are happening by the grace of divine, and having trained ourselves in that way, we are lifted to the next level of attention of Parabrahma. एक के बाद एक के बाद एक के बाद एक हमको उपासनाएं बता रहे. In this next seventh Anuvaka, we have the PAANKTHA Upasana. In the eighth Anuvaka, we have Pranava Upasana. Then in the ninth Anuvaka, while doing Upasanas, we have to strike balance between them as well as our daily routine. You can't compromise one for the other. Therefore, Rutamcha Swadhyaya Pravacane. Satyamcha Swadhyaya. Dhamasya Swadhyaya Pravachane. Rutam Satyam Dama इत्यादि belong to the Vyavahara. Swadhyaya Pravachana belongs to the Vedanta. दोनों इकट्ठा करो. And we'll study it very exhaustively, that Anuvaka. Today we'll stop here. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvashyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha. See, sixth Anuvaka was so beautiful. We could spend required time. Try to have at least one glimpse of it. More further understanding only when we make our upadhi stronger and stronger, and we do those upasanas regularly for some decades, then we get that ability to understand. Mm. That's why today's introduction is very essential. We can listen once more. Now come to